Thank goodness the group stage and the survival stage is done. Now we can finally kick back and save our voices for a little bit.
Playing some pool was a good time. It's been an incredible event so far, honestly, in Paris. Very, very fun. I mean, we're here right now in the Players Lounge, which is honestly ginormous. I think the first place we saw when we came in. I'm trying to hit some trickies right now, but it ain't happening. Also, I just want to let everyone know that I play pool.
Oh, you do?
But I don't really, I play snooker. So this is very different for me.
It's not the same thing, not the same thing at all. Matter of fact, I've never even seen a snooker table in real life. This is the game to play. I thought it was only one singular game.
Yeah, I'm gonna break the rules.
Okay, what are you thinking? What are you thinking?
I think I'm gonna break the rules.
He is looking to take the shot. Will he hit the stripe? Little bounce shot, there we go. He is looking to take the shot. Will he hit the stripe? Oh. Well, you know, we're getting things figured out here. Let's see if I can finally hit one of these things.
Okay.
So you thought about the tournament so far? I mean, for me, the tournament's been great. I've really enjoyed it. It's been insane. There's been some crazy moments. That's a good shot. It's a good shot too. Fourth drives look fantastic. I mean, Orangutan, Godlike coming in over towards that top 5 is just some crazy stuff. Couldn't believe it. I think everyone I've talked to whilst they've been here said they're having a really good time. Again, everyone's really taken care of here as well. Plenty of stuff that we're taking advantage of as well. Honestly, that's the main thing. Like, we're having actually kind of a pretty damn good time here. All right. Yeah, we got 3 games in. I do watch Super Ones, but afterwards I like to come chill here. It's a lovely spot.
This place is stupid, to be honest. It's ridiculous. Dude, by far some of the best food I've ever had at an event ever. And this place really does have it all, dude, right? I mean, like every game you can imagine at an event ever. And this place really does. These guys, I mean, like every game you can imagine.
And we're here. Great.
Rise to the top to be the one and find that chicken dinner. We'll see you guys in the action.
We do it live. I think this team's gonna win though. We are live. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the PMWC at EWC 26 News. My name is the 7WG, and I'm joined by none other than Lace. Lace, how are we feeling for the finals?
I mean, I'm super pumped today for the finals, and I think we've got a lot to cover for you guys today. But of course, we're here to bring you the program and break it down for you.
I think so too, because right now, I mean, we have some important news, and that is the $3 million prize pool is on the line. The format, pretty much straight simple. It's going to be top 16 teams are going to be playing that they have made it from group stages, from survival, from all of that. $3 million on the line. Only one team's going to be able to lift that trophy, though.
I mean, that's some serious cash money for our teams. And of course, what would you spend it on?
Ooh, I don't know. I don't know, because I have so many kids that...
They all get $1 million each.
You know what? Even then, it wouldn't really reach it. But we do have some record breakers that are going to be at risk, because earlier on, we did get some a team being able to get 29 eliminations. That wasn't in the finals. These record breakers right there are only for the finals.
Yeah, and that was none other than our E-Arena being able to get that on map number 1. Of course, they have a lot to contest to. They did make it through, so this is going to be super exciting. Can they be able to do that again?
I mean, I don't know if they're going to be able to. I'm looking at that Tony K, 53 eliminations. I don't know if anybody is ever going to be able to beat that because that man was on a tear during that tournament.
I mean, everything is on a tear during that moment, and I, you know, just gotta make sure we don't test.
खुला लाइव स्ट्रीम which guys nice sister and nice में कर रहा हूँ ये start nice रह गई जरूरी
Yeah, I mean, of course, looking at Group A in particular, it was the Pakistani domination with 4 Thrives getting so many points. And really, the one word to describe their performance is consistency. Every single player putting points on the board. In particular, Valak, right, being the Group MVP, was looking incredible, but so were Group B with Vitality.
Very dangerous indeed. The smiling assassin in Valak, for sure. I think he looks fantastic. And yeah, Vitality on the opposite side of things, though. Record-breaking results, to say the least. Day number 1, 108 points for them, meant that they didn't really even have to matter what was going on in day number 2 for their groups, but they came out kind of swinging as well, finishing off at 148 points. I think just an insane result from them.
Yeah, it was absolutely incredible, especially looking at Federalis with the insane peaks he was doing there, just almost breaking the game at times. Incredible performance from them, and also the duo Ray. But looking now at the teams who are in second place of their groups, right, the Indian teams of Orangutan and also Godlike. One big question I do have today, Kalaris, is that they do not have the smash ruling in their home region. So if they do get into a point where they can contend for that #1 spot in day 3, how are they going to be reacting to that smash ruling?
It's a good question, and for a long time, an infinite amount of time, in fact, they've never really truly been in a lobby quite this powerful. The chips are all down here at PMWC, so we'll see how they're going to be able to work that out. However, I think that some of their consistent play style, really locking down areas and then eventually being able to adapt as time goes on, hopefully they've had enough time to be able to even tweak some of those kind of results and kind of tweak some of those tactics to be able to push themselves all the way up to the top. Let's talk about the survival stage, though, because we had a wild survival stage. What do you think of the results?
I mean, Tiamo already winning that one. I was a little bit upset by their performance in the group.
2.
We did make it through. Alpha 7 is one of our teams that did
Talking about not only with 7-1
leadership and
adapt as
so well. And is that Snacks Gaming that
Aurora, you know, a few points behind.
A lot of people, especially when it comes to Godlike, are high.
Yeah, Aurora, they just never going to be the same here at this rate. With Yangon being Yangon, it is time to crown a new victor. Who's going to be the defending champion? Will they be able to defend it next time? But right now, all that matters is getting those points online. Playing path is in the air for day 1 of finals. Match 1, Rondo. Let's get it started.
Energy in the arena already. It's good to hear you, Paris. Let's keep that energy going throughout the day. We'll set the stage for you as we get our playing path on board for this one. We've had some pretty good games of Rondo, mate. You touched on E-Arena there. That was something to be remembered. But the consistency and the level of aggression we've seen from these teams back in their respective groups was intense. Now we put that all together. A big hodgepodge of talent. They're going to be stepping over each other, Blanks.
I mean, they will have to, because there's going to be bodies on the ground shortly, as soon as these players start dropping in. E-Arena here, though, and teams do need to be worried. They've been taking this little odd stadium drop where they've been searching out players from different teams on their res beacon positions. Now, if you are remembering our game versus Alpha 7 just the other day, on Survival Stage Day 2, they had a real tough time of it. They were able to hold out, but E-Arena made their lives extremely difficult, but it wasn't just them. So let's see what E-Arena can get done, because a lot of teams are going to be taking those res beacons off towards the northwest side with this plane path as the fights do open up towards Yulin.
Just how hot are these drops going to be and how much aggression is going to come out instantly. We see that opening knock from the side of 4 Thrives as Razy on Vitality starts to let some bullets fly. 2 players on Orangutan instantly being knocked off their feet as well. That's 3 points achieved for Tiamba in a matter of seconds here, Blank.
QZZ already hitting the knocks left, right, and center. Milu up to 4. QZZ on 2. 6 eliminations in 1 minute 47. That is an incredible result already for Tiamba, and they should be able to get the easy res beacon. They've already cleared out most of the damn teams in that position.
Yeah, that's an unbelievable start for Tiamba. A powerhouse in the survival stage, and again delivering early into Rondo. Orangutan being forced out as well as Hora look to try and claim a few more points for themselves. 3 points for Hora, 3 in the back pocket for Nonshin Red Force, and that big 6 total for Tiamba already.
Oh my days, I mean, just coming through, Milu was just slashing at them. He pretty much cut through the entirety of 4 Thrives there, left them in ribbons by the end of it. I'm pretty sure he was up against guns as well, but he just brought the knife close quarters outside the pagoda. Real samurai here on Rondo.
Start as you mean to proceed, it seems then for Tiamba on today's games. Sleepy taking the clash back over to Zizzy there from Nonshin. Going to be able to force him out early.
Nice.
Oh, that's a great lineup, bud. Lord coming swiftly in with that one onto S2G.
Gorgeous stuff here. But for S2G, got to chat with him for a little bit. My boy was actually getting a haircut when I was talking to him, but they were saying that they have the aggression, and that's what they're bringing here in the finals. It's what Ulf kind of lacked a little bit of. But for their Turkish team, they were looking to bring that aggression over in the group stages. They're looking to bring it again here. They've had a lot of time to study those teams, but Lost moves up and already is down. It's Kamikaze, the man with it all to give. 1 nade, 1 dream.
Ooh.
Good damn.
Yeah, it's nice bit of chip damage on the peak. Oh, wow. Lord trying to lean into it, but the pre-fire back from Kamikaze on low HP will at least secure that one. Ralph goes in aggro, though, with the shotty and absolutely pumps them full of buckshot.
Good stuff that Solkay, at least at distance, is able to recall the team back into action. We do have a Western circle. We didn't get to talk about too much. Flash already has tops in that region, so Jiao Ting currently covered, but that place can hold a lot of teams late game. Aaron now coming against Win, barest amount of HP, but at distance, it's Milu once again. Tiamba up to 8 probably after this.
This is the dream start for Tiamba. And Milu, the fact that he's got 6 individual eliminations alone, mate, he was just popping off back in the games we'd seen previously. If he feeds the hot hand and can keep this going throughout the whole day, good luck.
It's the buffer that we were talking about. And there's no luck involved, but there is luck involved over on the Lucky Spin, which you can join in with us in-game right now for the 2026 PMWC, for the exclusive 2026 PMWC tournament set, which you can see on screen regularly in-game. Make sure to try your chances just like QZZ and this spray down with the S12K. We are looking at 2 eliminations per minute.
Unreal reactions as well. Coming out swinging today. We know mechanically they're very gifted as individuals, but they're putting it all on the line. And hey man, that's the way to do it, right? We were touching on the fact if you can have a huge pop-off game on Rondo, the extra buffer of points from the sheer quantity of additional eliminations you can garner from this battleground, it's worth its weight in gold, especially in a 3-day finals environment like this. You gotta get in there and get stuck into the thick of it, and Tiamba are doing just that.
Again, for Tiamba, their biggest success in the survival stage was the fact that they started out so incredibly hot, where it felt like all the weight was off them a lot of times. At Milu making that 1v4 look real easy, I think that came from the fact that they had nothing to lose at that point. They were already in. They're just pushing a little bit further there. We haven't talked about it too much so far on the cast, but we do have Smash ruling this event. And not only does that mean that, yes, you can win technically game 2, but it also means the further you are ahead, the harder it is for teams to catch up to you to also get into that smash ruling. So we are looking for more similar results to 4 Thrives as well as Vitality in terms of how far they sent themselves ahead in those rankings to make it difficult for any team to catch up to really engage that smash ruling on the final day. Might be coming down to match 6, honestly.
Yeah, it will be a fun little storyline to see how that affects things going into the last day of competition. How big of a barrier that'll be, and really if other teams will have to rise up to the occasion for it to even be a potential pipeline for them. That's one for the future, though, but now it's in the back of your mind. You have that context with just how much these early points matter for some of our squads. 2 sides that you touched on there, though, of course, being Vitality and 4 Thrives. They were dominant in both of their respective groups. Easily the best squads we saw when it came to how consistent they looked and how aggressive they were. Yeah. Vitality even kind of completely blowing away what we thought was the upper limit when they then played their group, right?
I think they knocked it out by 1 point, but even that 1 point is a hard point to squeeze out in such a short amount of games. For Tiamba, it's a little less impressive, I would say, just because you are playing with the dregs coming through from the group stage. We already did send what we assume to be our best 10 teams forward there. Yeah. Even so, Tiamba still looked very strong, and for them, it was more a case of switching it on in those moments. And they've done exactly that. It looks like all the lights are on at home right now for Tiamba. They are burning the midnight fuel. It's crazy. Actually wild. Speed at which he was, the speed at which he was like, was that a 1v4 again, actually? Now I'm thinking about it. Technically,
it feels like it is, especially when you then factor in, by the way, we had the one clean 1v4 he won. We then had a 1v4 attempt towards the end of survival stage that resulted in a winning free elim to going down as the last guy. Yeah, like the conversion rate we've had on raw 1v4s from him has actually been unbelievable.
I think we're more astonished that that might be a 1v4. I mean, we didn't even clock it because it's like, is he just doing this repeatedly now?
Just full-on butcher blade coming out from Milu, chopping everyone to bits. Crazy.
Love to see it. Circle goes over towards that northern side. A bit of an awkward res beacon on this one as well, down towards the lake. Definitely possible to go for, but you get caught out on the bridges coming out from that area a fair few times here, Jackie, and also there will be teams playing around that spot, trying to hold teams out. Orangutan, though, nice rotate on the north side, will be able to get them further into the circle. Tiamba, Vitality all on the back foot here, as well as Ulf. Aurora holding a 2-2 split. I think they've realized because they're so far down towards the south, likely better just try and clear their back angles and then look for maybe a major rotate on the west or the east side later on.
Shades of stadium for E Arena, a position they'd love to play towards in a final circle, but let's see if they can win out versus Orangutan. Straight through the door, and it's easy cleanup on the opening 2 players. Aaron Wisgard down in a matter of seconds. Back down to a duo once again.
4 Thrives taking down a tanky there as well. Leaves Orangutan just on one singular player, AKOP, who is sending for a res beacon. I think he might go far Bailey on this, actually, Jackie. I don't think he's going to stop off early over towards the lake. Like we said before, you get a res off there, teams know it's happening, they will hold you out. So he is forced to go for the long rotate. But honestly, for Orangutan, it's not terrible because they can just swing back in from that northern side, and it's fairly free with where most of the teams dropped off down towards the south.
Yeah, thankfully he's got just enough time. Pulls slightly further out as well, hedges his bets, he goes up towards the top of the north side, going to get that recall in. See Vitality on screen here as well. Just the one elim to start us off with, Razy. I mean, you said it yourself, mate, doing your little special report on Vitality. Razak and Razy, that's been a hell of a duo. They're like the Cray twins, bro. You're just terrified when you see them coming at you.
Yeah, you are. I mean, one of them bringing the double hammers as well. It's a bit of a nightmare, honestly, and they are always looking for a proper shootout. But it's nice to see Axel as well as Federalis. I mean, Axel really astonished me. because there had been so much talk about Razy and Razak, and Federales has also had a massive amount of tenure throughout the entirety of PUBG Mobile, but Axel was just swinging and not missing. So that's what gives me a lot of hope, and I'm very, very excited to see this team perform as this tournament goes on, just because of how good all of them have been playing individually and as a unit. Taking a look at Godlike though, they're over towards that center side. I think Godlike showed us something different from their region. Honestly, they had some great aggression. I think they've been making little adaptations here and there, figuring things out as they go along, but genuinely overall we're impressive. We're impressive. They were second best inside of their group, only beat out by Vitality. And to be fair play, I mean, fair play.
Vitality really did get in there, mate. You got a little crunch down the zone here as well, pulling further down. A couple big names amongst the dead center of it all. Godlike, as you touched on, 4 Fribes, Vitality, Nigma Galaxy as well. The representation from Aurora, another side that could have some surprises in store for us the longer this one goes on.
Yeah, Aurora, they just seem to have this capability to choke in the finals.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's their major issue. Every single player on that team has greatness inside of them. It just seems to dwindle a little bit once we get to a finals. And we've been asking for that not to be the case for the longest time. And it's getting to the point now where I just don't believe in it, which is sad. But they are consistently always here, and you can't really put them down too much for that. The fact they're in most of the finals is like, that's already a big achievement. Reefus though opening up over towards Yasser from Alula. Tiamba's cut out on that eastern edge. Now, there's a lot of these big pillars involved inside the circle, as well as Stadium over towards that northeast side, which is a bit open on the outer edges. It slopes down into it, so if you are E-Arena, you can kind of swing past here. They also know this area very well. It is their drop spot, but Fourth Rise have beaten them to the punch here down towards their southwest from Stadium.
Excited to see what the form of Fury is going to be looking like in a final situation again as well. They were massively coming alive, dude. Felt like it was way better in terms of the decision making. The communication was on point. A lot of the fights we witnessed from them. Igor as well, just playing so brilliantly with some of the individual plays. Feel like a whole new man showed up. We spoke about this big man though, and he's back on our screens again. Milu scouting around, seeing if he can get a line of sight potentially. Just playing close towards the geometry here at the cliff face. It's Ulf that aren't too far away.
Eagle and Aching desperate to get some elims on board. I mean, man, every single one over on Milu and QZZ, but these guys are the fraggers on side. Aching, a lot of times playing off the back of him. Eagle, very, very good at playing that anchor style. Generally is the last player to go down. Plays that survivalist very well for them as well. But yeah, you're right, Furia looking good. Igor's, I think, was a big surprise.
Yeah.
They've got big names on that team like Chief, Ayala, Silence also doing a lot of good work. But yeah, Igor's was just really giving it to a lot of these squads. Now we're getting in towards our later circles with quite a lot of damn teams still involved. We talked about Jiaotin earlier on. It can house a ton of teams. It is uncomfortable to play in, and swinging from apartment to apartment is not always easy. And there's a lot of difficult windows and little places to pitch nades in. We can't quite get those full finishes on. So I'm curious to see how this will play out. I think it's going to be a little bit of a passive game going towards the end, but you do have to get in towards Jiaotin.
See over on the side of the stage, the Nigma Galaxy fans getting quite excited. But meanwhile, amongst the battleground, it's S2G that feel the hammer crash down on top of them from Nonshin Red Force. The hero of Hyunbin starting it out well. And only one man in last, forced to bail out and try and keep their dreams alive as he breezes out of action. There's Aurora as well, clashing against Ida Blank.
I mean, Ida tried to get in on the northeast side, which I think is, at this point, a little bit too late. They got crunched in by Vitality as well as Aurora. I think you somewhat deserve that coming into this stage of the game. Jiaotin's still far on the western side, but because it's such a big amount of landmass with a lot of places to play, you do see a lot of teams confirming here early, but you sort of want to be on that end where Aurora is, Vitality, where there is those clear exit points across the road. A lot of other teams have to take something a little bit more unfortunate. Fourth rise though, Joker stepping up to the plate here, spraying through the smoke. There's one close. He's giving himself away though, Jackie.
Yeah, this is risky, bro. IQ had to be so swift with the shotgun here. It's Joker just teasing them, dancing around on top of the rocks. So much damage already done to Fourth Rise. This would be a hellish way to go down. And that's how they fall in our opening game. E-Arena.
E-Arena down, but back on board with Tiamba. Milu finding the first, as per usual. Scarface desperate against it, but he's just pushing up. Aching will find another shot. Solus is down. This is looking very, very bad for Ulf. And Tiamba puts up more points. Milu on a fat 7 so far.
It's not going to stop either. They want even more. Squeeze whatever points they can get out of this one. Aaron had to tuck his tail and absolutely bolt it. Finds a lone rock in a field and gets his head down. Turns his attention back up onto him though. Few shots as he dumps the magazine towards Milu. And someone needs to stop him, Black.
Milu is just out of control this game. You're right, needs to be leashed. QZZ still taking some damage here. I'm kind of curious from where. But if it's Fury, actually taking a couple of pot shots over towards them. Aaron not letting up. Just about press over the top of that ridge side. They're going to take the blue for a little bit to try and deny those sightlines. They make their way over towards the pagoda. Just about in here, Jackie. Difficult spot to play. Curious to see how it does work out. Aurora, it seems like both them and Vitality have been tossing a couple of curveballs at one another. But Aaron does find Eagle. Goodness me, still being a nuisance on that east side.
Fair play, man. He's thinking, you want to try and ruin this for us on game one? We'll at least make it uncomfortable. Force out the utility, see what he can scrap through onto them. Can't really make a move towards that recall, the zone coming in, and that's going to really crunch up away from all of them. Still dead center for Vitality.
Yeah, Vitality's actually in a really good spot here. Like I said before, it does give them that capability to move out over towards that northeast side if needs be, but they also can crunch every single team on that western side. There was one player left remaining from Ida. It is Darkin. He is over on the eastern side of Jiaotin, just hanging out for the time being, but that does kind of save grace for Vitality, because they'll hear the shots immediately if someone tries to rock up over towards Darkin, just give them a brief opportunity to reassemble and reassess how they want to play off on that eastern side. Replay here from Federales, just instant shots. I think this has been a key factor for Federales throughout the entire tournament as well. Reaction speed. He is quick with it.
It was quick and on a disgusting angle as well, so good plays. Oh, Federales, no one clears it!
Hello?
He doesn't get the playoff! What? They turn around back onto it and Federales falls! What's gone on there?
This is an insane push from Tiamba, by the way. They have practically mostly lived it. Only QZZ goes down. I don't know how Tiamba is here. They immediately scarpered from that south side, and they took the most bold push. I was like, goodness me, Vitality's going down. And I was like, goodness me, Vitality's going down to Tiamba, of all teams.
Mate, this is lunacy. Milu's looking for the nade as well, wants to really commit to this. Meanwhile, the last man from Ulf goes down. They fall second into our first game. Milu priming the nades. Oh!
Nice, good nade from them. Hits it back. Axel and Razak still up and kicking. That nade looked dangerous. Milu's down, tries to crawl his way back in towards the smoke to mask his presence here. QZZ still alive. Last of a player up, probably the one you want to see as well here for Tiamba. 14 eliminations this game so far, though, still decent. That is greedy. Vitality's gonna let it happen?
Oh, mate. He's gonna get it in. The res is gonna get him back up. The insane bit was as well, it was the nades from Aurora from all the way in the backline that got that initial knock back over onto Milu. Vitality have just been caught in the middle of it all. Most aggressive game of badminton with nades being bounced over the top of their heads. Molly in round the corner, QZZ with a nade back.
He's just going for it.
Angle. Good night.
No way.
Good night. The shotgun knocks them both out.
This is what I can't believe about QZZ, because he's like, I've run out of grenades. You see so many players just step back and be like, that's it then. But he's like, if I can't do it with a nade, I'm just facing. I'm fully facing. Now Aurora, they're pushing on the sidelines. Can Tiamba hold 2 versus 4 here? It's a tough one. The opening grenade is not good, but Reefus is taking a ton of damage. Top will at least find QZZ, and it seems like Milu will also go down. But 16 eliminations, a fearsome game, even going out in 11th.
And I'm sure you can hear that. The entirety of the arena here in Paris lighting up. A spectacle to start here on game 1 of Rondo, and it's Tiamba that lead the charge. Now out of the running, let's see if anyone else can try and mirror their success with what remains.
Flash moving over towards Aura. He's on the south side. They're kind of fighting for nothing on this one as well, because they need to leave at some point in the near future. Jiggle. Fair bit of damage. Flash still got bows in the back line here, lining up a grenade inside the warehouse. Hard to pop these off the wall though, because of all the concrete inside. Godlike though, dealing with Nongshim Red Force. What? Tizzy just lets him run straight into the barrel.
God damn. Shotgun straight to the cranium. Blows him away. Godlike clapped back upon from Schweppes in the distance as well. Gets an angle onto him. This is looking diresome for both teams. I mean, Nongshim down to just the duo. Godlike with only 1 man left remaining. And Alula, they've seen the blood in the water. They want to see if they can roam over. They smell potential points here.
Why not? Honestly, grab them where you can. Alula sends up Yasser. Nongshim Red Force has not got the reset online at all. Still priming nades upstairs. There's going to have to be a big hole. Tizzy on the outside. Luckily, that Molotov is not on target. Tizzy's just going down. What are we doing?
Wait, this is nutty out there. Tried to drop off the top of the rafters, spamming the shots. It's all gone.
I feel like Tizzy just panicked.
I think so.
You just get the res in, bro. Drop the smokes, get the reses. They missed the first molly. At least challenge the res. Goodness me, man, you're going to go down to a perfectly placed Molotov here from Alula. I mean, hats off to these guys. They currently control the entirety of the northern side to themselves. E-Arena looking to put up another good point here. Aurora playing with our hearts right now. Opening up with maybe a gargantuan game. Leading them to believe it is possible once again for Aurora.
Enigma Galaxy coming out swinging as well. Might have been a bit quiet in terms of the overall aggregate elims we've seen to this point, but we know it's a team that can deliver with some consistency late game. They've got nades as well. Oh, the red zone forming on top of the arena. Thankfully for them, a little bit of deployable cover will make all the difference. Turney K in the back trying to keep his eyes on what's going on, but if you flick to the elim feed, you can see Doc's doing damage. The scalpels come back out for Aurora. And blank, it was 16 for Tiamba, but Aurora now on 14 elims. They might be able to lap them.
Aurora have been just stamping away here. Reefus again does find Aru, leaving AKOP inside. Will be able to grab win. Actually didn't even grab that. Top was able to steal it. But for OG, they live a lot longer than expected. But with 0 eliminations, they will not get a huge amount off this game other than the placement points involved. AKOP inside. Has to move soon. Might just end up denying the point here. Reefus spraying in. Has 217 bullets as well. So they have had a lot of loot crates to pursue and peruse.
Akop just trying to keep himself sustained and run the clock down on this one as long as possible. See if he can deny it out to the blue potentially, because if he goes running in there, that's just another point for Aurora.
He's trying to get an extra placing on this one, but I don't think anyone else is going down anytime soon. Still more. He's mistimed it. Yeah, unfortunate. I think he thought that the angle was bad for him, so pulls off the first aid kit there. Sadly, not able to rank up once again. If he'd waited a little bit longer, maybe he would have ranked up over E-Arena here, who will go down shortly, I imagine. Turney K not able to weather the pressure here from Alula, who have been impressive this tournament for a team that was kind of down on their luck last year. I don't think a lot of people had high hopes for this squad. They have come into EWC looking fairly decent. Like, a lot of work's been going on for this squad. A lot of practice in the meantime. But Enigma Galaxy up in top 3. A rocky group stage for them, but we're still able to grab those points. And I do attribute some of that to Coops. He is a nuts player on side.
He's been a big King Cooper for this team, bro. Wearing that crown with some of the plays he's making. He wants to slam down on the off-angle peak behind the vehicle here. Alila trapped, cowering. One by one, they eat the bullets and they fall. Huge step up from Enigma Galaxy, and enough time to fix their HP as well before any other fights are forced. The only solo player from Furia, he got just trapped in the ditch between our two teams that are going to scrap for the dinner, and Tom finds that one for an extra elim.
Just instantaneous shots coming through. So we're down to Aurora. Reaper swings very wide here, over towards the northern edge. And hold both positions. An awkward angle like that could make them very worried. Has a little bit of hard cover here, but it is outside the zone. Gonna wrap back, but at least got the info on side. Coops tries to hit the shots, has to go for the reload here.